The waterless toilet that I have put together with my crew is a separating toilet, like other separating toilets, but the plastic containers that it uses are ordinary containers that you can purchase at Staples, or you can use discarded laundry detergent bottles and such. Because many of the other separating toilets have proprietary plastics from Sweden, which inevitably will start to smell bad, and there's just no way of washing them or the time to do it, and you'd rather toss it and just get some new plastic. Despite your efforts to protect that from happening by having a jug within a jug or within a trash can with a trash bag, there's all that stuff that should be done and could be done and would be done, but nonetheless, you can get all new plastic whenever you want. And the other most important feature is that the fan, which constantly inhales the moisture and smell of the separated urine and poop, needs to be as quiet as possible. And I have found a fan that's incredibly quiet, yet powerful. And it uses very little electricity. The only caveat is this sort of fan is only available in 110 AC voltage. So you'll have to have an inverter to produce the electricity if you're operating from, let's say, a 12-volt source or something similar in your trailer, in your house that burned down, or at least in the lot from your house that burned down in Altadena or Pacific Palisades, for example. But this fan has been effective at removing smell to the point where people who are unaware that this is a separating toilet have been working and wandering around this toilet without ever realizing what it is or smelling anything in my tests. And it does cause the poop to become hard and dry to the swizzle stick or shish kebab stick test, if you want to test it, which is kind of gruesome. But nonetheless, it's like dog dew on the lawn. In a couple of days, it's hard as a rock. If you need to store it that long, I mean, you could just pick up the bag and throw that away sooner if you like, just like dog dew. But if you don't, it doesn't matter. It piles up and you don't smell it and it dries out. And you may ask, what's the point of separating toilets? Well, the point is when you separate the urine from the poop, it stinks way less also. Once you put them together, they're really a nightmare. So you want to, as much as possible, separate the two things, and then their total smell is much, much less. And then you do have to dump out the urine someplace periodically, but you would like to put it in something that has a cap that looks fairly ordinary so that when you walk around with it, it looks like a thing of laundry detergent. At the moment, I do have like a funnel that adapts to some of the laundry detergent bottles, and the laundry detergent bottles sit inside a very small trash can from Staples, the smallest size, in the smallest version of the toilet. And so you will have the triple layer. You have a trash bag over that trash can. So you have triple catching for any urine spillage. There is a choice of toilet seat styles. There's a normal toilet seat that you can have over it. I recommend the ones that are the elongated toilet seats because the non-elongated just seems too small for me in general. The one that I would give you with it if you ordered it would be a padded one because they're warm in the morning when it's cold. And they might not cut off your circulation, so you won't have a stroke or something or a blood clot. So I do recommend those. Then there's just a padded one with a hole that's made out of normal materials. That one makes it easier to put a flat cap on it when you're not using it and have an intake tube for the fan that can also be connected to the outside so that if electricity is lost, the entire system will still be connected only to the outside and sealed to the inside so that in case there's no electricity, you wouldn't smell anything. So that's an option, depending on your expectations about your availability of electricity and the necessity of having the poop and urine pile up for long periods. So this particular one is a flat pack. In other words, it can be shipped flat and assembled because it's made out of 1/4-inch birch plywood. And so it's easy to ship instead of a big old fiberglass thing. And it makes it cheaper too, because those Swedish ones cost a bundle. And they're noisy. And they have proprietary plastic parts, which begin to stink, and you have to order it from them, and you have to get special trash bags. It's just ridiculous, right? Because you could just go into Walmart or Home Depot and you could get any number of types of trash bags. You can get the ones that are completely biodegradable if you so desire. It seems to me a very simple solution to the waterless toilet that you may need in various scenarios in your do-it-yourself tiny house or your garage or your camping trip in your vehicle of various sorts. In contrast, the systems which come with RVs that are manufactured are so-called blackwater systems, which store all of the material mixed together, and then it goes to a tank. That tank is outside, and that tank can freeze in the winter and crack, which is really, really bad. And or just not work at all when it's frozen, which just sucks. And then it's very difficult to clean. And then when you dump it, you have this weird slinky hose, accordion type hose that you're supposed to connect to the dumping area of your RV place that you had to use to empty your black water tank, which is really gross. And therefore, all the poop and everything gets stuck on the little ribs of the accordion. So they try to wash it out with an additional hose attachment. So the effort to do all that and to try to keep it clean, which is impossible, to try to keep it stinking, which is impossible, and from freezing in the winter, which is impossible, you end up with an RV that smells like a public urinal. Yeah, the place you're supposed to enjoy your existence. So, I mean, if I had an official RV, I would never use the Blackwater system. And I know there's people that just don't use it and they'll just put a baggie over the toilet and poop in the bag and put it outside. It's God forbid that you ever get that whole system all dirty and stinky. So it seems to be that the separating toilet is the solution. And a lot of people build their own separating toilets, in some ways similar to the one that I'm making, but mine is made out of much lighter but stronger plywood, and it's made by robot cutting machines, so it's tight and strong and easy to store and doesn't take up much space. And you can pick it up and carry it with two handles, should you desire. And it's very quiet, which I don't think any of them are as quiet as this one. So there it is. I'm going to try to ramp up some production for some people in the recent fires. Get some feedback. If I need to make any changes, it's easy for me to supply alternate parts if people are dissatisfied in some aspect. So at least the early production volumes will be a beta test to make it even more perfect. But it isn't a super costly thing. So there it is. Look at the pictures. Send me money.